The Texans lost 10-7 to the Cleveland Browns. Nick Chubb, I appreciate you for stepping out of bounds at the 1 yard line and making the scoreboard look prettier. But the Texans lost. It was as expected, but they actually stood a chance in this game. Surprisingly, they honestly probably should have won this game. They 100% win this game with better coaching, but it is what it is. And earlier today, I dropped a video on Romeo Cornell. The whole rumor that he might be the head coach next year. If you haven't watched that video, definitely go check it out. But I feel like this loss kind of cements it that he will not be the head coach next season, because this loss is 100% on coaching. Now look, I've been saying the moment O'Brien lost the locker room, this season has been over. And, that held true, this whole time. So, that's why I'm not really upset about the losses. I'm more upset about the reaction of the fans, the Texans fans, to these losses and who they blame. On Twitter, you got a bunch of people blaming Deshaun Watson. What in the world is wrong with you? You guys are acting like this was a dome game, a perfect weather game. It wasn't. The reason Deshaun Watson missed a wide open Fuller on that deep play was because of the 30-mile-per-hour wind. The wind was literally 30 plus miles per hour. It was expected to be 50 miles per hour. There's a reason why Kaimi Fairbairn missed that 46-yard field goal. It's windy AF. Whenever it's windy like that, conditions are terrible. How do you win? Short passing game and a run game. Guess what? The Texans don't have a run game. And if you have the terrible weather taking away the deep passing game, which is what the Texans love to do, and that's the only thing they really can do, that's what they're best at. When you have the weather taking that away and you can't run the ball, you only have one thing that you can do. Short passing game. And when you can only do one thing, that makes it extremely easy for the defense to take that away. And it doesn't help that Randall Cobb dropped a potential touchdown. It doesn't help that Randall Cobb also dropped a key third down conversion as well. So, if you're out here blaming Deshaun Watson, you need to get yourself checked, man, because this game was not on Deshaun Watson. And believe me, I don't give a damn who you are. If you played a bad game, I will always call you out. Don't believe me? Go back to those earlier season games. I called out Deshaun Watson. This loss, not on Watson. Is it on the offense? Absolutely, it's on the offense. But it's not on Deshaun Watson. It is 100% on coaching. 100%. And if you want to blame the defense that they allowed 200-yard rushers, sure, I guess. But the defense played better than I thought. They held them to 10 points. Well, technically 17 points because Chubb ran out of bounds there. But yeah, the defense did better than I anticipated for the whole first 3 quarters. They were stopping the run. And I was not expecting them to really even be able to do anything, man. So, defense did their job. The offense, the coaching didn't show up, though. And what do I mean by that? To me, this game, it was an ugly game, obviously. When it's ugly games, there will be key moments, key plays that decide the outcome of the game. Especially when it's a bad weather defensive game, 1 or 2, 3 plays, decide the game. And I will tell you right now what those plays were. 4th and goal, quarterback draw. Everyone saw that coming from a mile away, bro. I was literally here in my room watching the game, and I called that play from a mile away. I'm no expert. I'm not a smart player like Myles Garrett that watches a bunch of film. I'm not, a coach or anything. If I could see that, and people on Twitter could see that too, because there was other people on Twitter calling it out too, I'm pretty sure the Browns could see that. That was just a moronic play call, and honestly, a moronic coaching decision, because this is a game that at that point, it was going to be an ugly defensive battle. Like, it was already set in stone. I mean, the game was delayed for 30 minutes, for crying out loud, because of the terrible weather. So you already knew what type of game you were getting into. So at that point, you have to take the points. You have to take the points. But nope, Romeo Crennel, let's go for it on 4th down. And then Tim Kelly, let's do an obvious quarterback draw right there. You kick the field goal. That would have been like a 10-yard field goal, bro. Well, not really. That's like 18-yard field goal. He easily makes that. So right then and there, you kick those 3. Guess what? That right there makes it a 10-10 ball game. 10-10 ball game. So you actually would have stood a chance. Another decision that really, really kind of screwed the Texans was 4th and 2. They end up kicking a field goal. 4th and 2. Like, really? It ended up being a 46-yard field goal. And what's funny is, earlier in the game, they did a fake field goal punt where Fairbairn punted the ball and got the Browns down to the 2-yard line. When they opted to do that, that would have been a 48-yard field goal. So you're telling me a two yards made a difference. The 2 yards was the difference between you doing a fake field goal punt and you actually attempting a field goal? Like, that is moronic. That is straight up moronic. Like, you're 4th and 2. You're seeing what type of game it is. In that situation, you're like, what, at the Browns' 30-yard line? You go for it. You absolutely go for it on 4th and 2. Like, that is so dumb. Like, if you go for it there, you let Deshaun Watson run, you let him work his magic, he probably gets it. You probably either A, have a chance to score a touchdown and eventually take the lead, or B, get closer and actually have a legitimate shot at kicking the field goal. Because from 46 yards with 30-mile-per-hour wind, you're not going to make a field goal. You're just not. Okay, next moronic decision by Romeo Crennel. Cleveland Browns, they're gonna go for it on 4th down. But it was like one of those situations where they weren't gonna go for it. They were just gonna try to get the Texans to jump off sides. But what happens? Romeo Crennel calls a timeout for no apparent reason, and the Browns punt, which is something that they were gonna do regardless. So he pretty much wasted a timeout for no reason. Like, this loss, 100% on coaching, and honestly, I'm kind of glad that the Texans lost this game, because if they would have won, they would have kept their season alive in a way, and, it would have, maybe made Cal McNair think, you know what, maybe we should keep Romeo Crennel. So, I mean, good loss, I guess you could say, in a way, but still, like, it's just moronic that they lost this way. 100% on coaching. Like, the players came to play today. The defense came to play today. But Romeo Crennel and Tim Kelly, they completely got out-coached. They really out-coached themselves, because the Browns weren't really doing anything spectacular. And I'm pretty sure Browns fans would agree with that. Like, the Browns, like, they didn't do anything special at all. Like, yeah, the weather probably played a factor in it, but honestly, this was a game that, first of all, I didn't know the weather was going to be this bad, so I predicted a 31 to 20 point loss. But when I did find out the weather was going to be this bad, I expected the Browns to put up 41 on the Texans, while the Texans struggled to put up even 10, which they did. But I expected the Browns to completely take over this game from the get-go with their run game, but that actually didn't happen. They actually stood a chance. So yeah, F you, Romeo Crennel. F you, Tim Kelly. Like I said before, cannot wait for the season to be over and for them to clean the whole entire house. And, congrats to the Browns on a win. Hopefully you guys go to the playoffs and, maybe do something cool. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have for you guys for today. Those are my thoughts on the game. Not mad, not disappointed. But if you're blaming Deshaun Watson, I hate you. Meet me after school by the flagpole because we're going to fight. Anyways, appreciate you guys for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. And yeah, I'll catch you guys later. Peace.